welcome back. My name is Kurt, aka Introvert Gamer, and you're watching episode 3 of All Aboard, where I will be talking about board games. And first of all, let's see what happened last week. Alright, what did I play last week? I've played a few games, not too many, but it was an okay week. First of all, a friend of ours came to visit us here and we played 2 3-player games, and we started by playing Trains, a game published by AEG and designed by Hisashi Hayashi. Yes, this game is a deck builder which really resembles a little bit the gameplay of Dominion, but adds a board to the game where you try to complete stations, railroads, and it's a very good game. I don't play it that often. I think it was the 4th or the 5th time I played it, but every time I get the chance to play this, it always surprises me, and well, I really like this one. I'm waiting to get the expansion, the Rising Sun expansion, because I'm still thinking it is a little bit too expensive for my taste, but when it drops a little or I can find it in a match rate, I will surely pick up the expansion, because this game is really solid. Then we taught him another new game, and I already talked about this last week, so I'm going to keep it short, and that's Roll for the Galaxy. We did this very exciting game, very close call this time. I never thought I would win because I was doing quite poorly, but somehow I managed to get a lot of points, and well, I won by 1 or 2 points, I guess. That's not important, but still, Roll for the Galaxy, awesome game. I will play it every time I can. It's really fantastic. Then I tried to teach myself another game, because I wanted to add it to the list on Boardgame Geek, where you can vote for which game I will do a run through for, and that is, I think, number 8 or 10 on Boardgame Geek. So it's a very popular game, very highly rated, but difficult to teach or to learn, and I'm talking about Mage Knight of Vladash. So I did this introductory scenario, this tutorial, where you just have to go through all these tiles and have to find a city, and well, it was not that easy. I did finish the game, I did find the city, not adding it to the list yet, because I'm still not comfortable enough to show this on camera, but I'm starting to realize the amount of fun this game might offer. So Mage Knight might be on the list in the future. Until then, I'm going to try this game a few times before showing it to all of you at home. Alright, then it was special 2 days. As I told you last time, I had to go away for work. It was some kind of 2-day team building event we did. And in the invitation of these 2 days, they wrote also that we were allowed to bring some games to play. Of course, they thought about Pictionary or Monopoly or whatever, but of course I brought my little trolley with all different games, and well, I've managed to get 2 on the table. So first we started with an 8-player game of Telestrations. We call it Wat schets je me nou? Forget it, it's Telestrations, and well, it was a success, I might say. So they were very skeptical at first, of course, laughing a little bit. Oh man, board games, yeah. But then we were playing, and well, there were some hilarious results in the game. So if you don't know the game, this game is like Pictionary, but if you can't draw, the game gets even more fun. So each player has some word or some thing he has to draw. He does so, and then he gives his booklet to the next player, who sees the picture, writes down what he thinks it is, flips the card again and gives it to the next player, who only gets to see the word the previous player has written down, and he has to draw it again. And so we continue around the table, and if you get your booklet back, we just see what everybody thought was the initial word was, and well, the results can be quite hilarious. Believe me, they were. And then lots of people went to bed, but we were left with 3 people, and I decided to teach them Hanabi, the game of the year of 2013, and also by Antoine Bauza, probably one of my favorite designers out there. And well, it was a little bit harder to teach them, but still I believe this is a very good gateway. It is a cooperative game, so that's new for very much players who or people who don't play games. And it has the special thing where you have to face your cards towards the other players and you can't see your own cards. So that was special. They thought something new, they thought it was very interesting. In the end we lost the game, so we did not manage to score points because we took some risks at the end. We tried to get a little bit more points in the end, but well, we got our 3rd mistake and lost the game. But still we enjoyed it very much, so that was very nice. And then the last one I did, maybe the most important one, I showed it last week because I told you I was going to play this one on Irem, the solo game. So I played this, I did a run through of it, so you can see it on my channel, how I did. I must say it was probably the most exciting game I ever played of Irem, so if you are a little bit curious about this one, go check out my playthrough I just did last week. I thought it went quite well. Not sure if I won, but it went quite well. So go check it out. So that was last week. Let's see what else I got to tell you. Alright, so a few new games in my collection, not that much. I'm going to go over this quite quickly. The first game I bought last week, or I got in my collection, because actually the games were already with a friend of mine who was keeping them for me until I was able to go and get them at his place. And the first game I'm talking about is One Night Ultimate Werewolf, and again this is the Dutch version, which is called Eén Nacht Weerwolven en Waaghalzen. I prefer the English title, but okay. So, One Night Ultimate Werewolf, a party deduction game or bluffing game where each player has a role, and after a night of a few minutes people are discussing and lying and bluffing their way, and at the end, well, we get to see who was lying, who wasn't. And we are trying to kill the werewolves, or to survive as werewolves and kill some villagers or whatever. There are lots of special roles in this game, and they all have their special own goal they try to reach. But haven't played this yet, but looking forward to try this one. Must be good. I hear only good things about it, so very excited about this one. And the next thing that has slipped into my collection is this expansion of Machikoro, the Machikoro Harbor expansion. And maybe most interesting is the size of this box. It's not too big, because I saw the US version, I think it was a very big box. This is a little bit smaller, but of course it is not the perfect fit, because it doesn't fit that well in the old box, and it is too small to fit in the old cards of the base game, so I have to try to figure something out. But still, I'm excited about the game itself. I'm excited about the new rules, I'm excited about the new cards, and well, I hope it is fun. A friend of mine already played it with his son, and they found it to be a little bit too complicated, or took too long to play now with the new cards. But I'm very curious to find out how it works for me. So, if I've done that, I will let you know when I've played it. Okay, so very busy times on Kickstarter, as maybe some of you might already have found out. There are so many games out there on Kickstarter, I have no idea which one I want to back, which one deserves my money, and how I have to spend my money on these Kickstarters, because I simply don't have enough money for all of them. So, which one have gave my interest last week? Well, at this moment there is this game, Bottom of the Ninth. Okay, so this is a game about baseball, and they try to simulate the last inning where it's a tie at that moment, and the player who is doing the pitching has to survive for one more round. The player who is hitting has to score only 1 point to win. So very exciting, very short part of baseball game. To be honest, I'm not that familiar with baseball. It's not that popular here in Belgium, but still I know the game, I like it. Don't like to watch a complete game because it's a little bit boring that way, but still, nice team. And I saw some gameplay on other YouTube channels, and it really interests me because it's a nice quick two-player game. Might have a single-player variant, so that's also very interesting for my channel especially. So I'm doubting to back it because it's only $20, so it's not much, but the shipment to Belgium is $25, which is more than the game itself costs. So still doubting. I have about 7 or 8 days left to make up my mind. Might do it still, but not sure about it. Although I would be sad if I can't back it, but still. Next game is Burgle Bros, which looks very interesting. Also a cooperative game which you can play solo if you like, and in this game you are trying to do some heists to get into 1 or 2 safes and get to loot, but in the meantime you have to find out where all the rooms are. You might have some alarm systems, some doors that stand in the way. You have to enter the right code in the keypad, hack it, and in the meanwhile these guards are walking around the building. Very tense. I think also not that very long of a game. Games which I like to play solo, so very interested. Price is quite okay. I think it was about $29 plus $7 shipment, so quite interested in this game. Just go check it out, maybe it's something for you. And then we have this bigger game, which is Mistfall. Okay, I must say this one is in here because I got to know the designers or the publishers last year on vacation. Very nice people, they bring out very good games, and this game looks quite good, I must say. It's an adventure game in which you and maybe some partners are trying to get through this quest. It's a fantasy-based game in which you are building your character with cards and fighting creatures and bad guys. Looks very interesting, the art is phenomenal, the Kickstarter project is going like a train. Very good, nice stretch goals already that has been achieved. So if it looks nice for you, if it looks like something you might like, go check it out. They really deserve your attention. And then we go to the last one, and the last one is Train Heist. This is a game about you and your friends being train robbers, but in a Robin Hood kind of way. So you're robbing these trains and getting the money into some villages where people are being forced to pay these bad guys, and you give them their own money so they can pay it. It looks very good, it has very nice systems in it, and it has the typical pandemic way of gaming where things escalate after a while. It looks gorgeous, it looks tense, the theme is fantastic, very original. You can even climb on the train, get some loot, and jump back off the train on a horse, riding towards the sunset or riding towards the towns where you can bring your money you just stole. And there is also the thing where you can get into a tunnel, but if the train goes into the tunnel you have to make sure you're not on the train, because otherwise you get squished by the tunnel. Looks very good, maybe a little bit too expensive for me, especially with the shipping costs, but still, if you like this idea of this game, go check it out, it looks fantastic. Alright, so on to the next part. Okay, so next week is a little bit dark for me still. I'm not sure what I will be doing next week. One thing is for sure, I will be playing and shooting my next playthrough, and that is the game you've chosen on my Board Game Geek list, and that's Legendary Encounters, an alien deck building game. So I think I'm going to do the setup video already today, right after this video, and you can expect this to hit YouTube very soon, next week. And what else might I do? So this week is the Gamma Trade Show in the US, and well, some interesting things have been announced by publishers. I'm going to check all of these things out, and next week I might do a video with the most interesting things I saw in that show. I'm not there myself, of course, because, well, I'm here in Belgium, but I'm going to check all the YouTube, Twitter and Facebook feeds of this Gamma Trade Show, and I'm going to give you my thoughts of it. So stay tuned this week, because there is some content coming your way. Okay, so this week I wanted to talk to you about this thing I am dealing with myself, and the idea came from these 2 days I went on team building with my job, and I'm talking about people being in this hobby, in this board gaming hobby, but still being introvert people. So as I am, and as I recently discovered again on that team building weekend, I'm really an introvert person, and I have difficulties making contact with people I don't know, showing myself. Although I have this YouTube channel, it's also always a battle to tape this for you with myself, because I'm not used to get into the picture. And well, these 2 days we learned how we are, how we react to certain things, and how we handle, how we think. It was quite interesting, and it started me thinking about how I am. And the thing that really stood out was when I brought all these games to those 2 days with the idea to play them with those colleagues of mine. So I saw this evening happened, and the hours were passing by, and well, I did not ask them to play a game. The games were lying in my room waiting for me to get them, but I didn't, just because the step for me was too big to ask people, well, are you willing to play a game? So I had to wait until someone asked me, hey, didn't you bring a few games with you, and well, why don't you bring them along here so we can see what you have, and maybe we can play one. Of course, at that moment I was very happy, and I took the games out of my room. We played a few, as I told earlier here on the video, and we had a good time. So it's quite an interesting thing, because myself, I'm introvert. I'm not the guy who goes to people playing a game and asks if I can join them. And it's a problem. It really is a problem, especially in this hobby, because this is a social hobby, and this thing is keeping me away from playing more games. So, what am I doing about it? I'm trying to work on it, of course. I am trying to see if I can get a plane that is affordable, and I want to go to PortalCon in June, the convention organized by Portal Games in Poland. So I have to take a plane tours there. And well, if that happens, I will be alone there. I will only know Ignacy Trevicek a little bit, but it's not that he's a good friend of mine yet. Might be. I think he's a great guy, so I would be happy to have him as a friend. But there will all be people I don't know, so I have to be a little bit more extrovert. Ask people if I can join to play them. And that's difficult. And I was wondering if some of you at home also have this problem, and maybe have some ideas, some tips we can use to get to play games more easy, to ask people to play with us, or to invite ourselves to play with them. So, if you have any ideas about this, any thoughts, maybe you have the same problem, maybe you had the same problem and solved that in some kind of way, let me know. Write them down here in the comments and we might have an interesting discussion and we might learn how to handle this problem. So, I want to thank you all for watching this episode of All Aboard. I have no clue if people find this interesting, but I hope you do. It's good for me to get this out of my system, especially as an introvert. Now I can talk to somebody without having to face them in the eyes, right? Without knowing them already. So sorry. So, if you like this video and, well, want to see more, just like this one, share it if you want. Join me on Twitter, I'm at @Vitruviangamer. Join me on Facebook, also known there as Vitruviangamer. And, well, feel free to comment below. So, I want to thank you for watching, and I see you this week with legendary encounters and maybe some Gamma Trade Show interests. And until then, I see you all in the future. Bye bye.